Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, I wanted to talk about the rise of Atari and the future of retro gaming, starting with Cloudy Mountain, the game that really started it all for me when I saw those trailers back in the day of Intellivision. When I think of Retro Reimagined, just like many other Gen Xers, I think of this aesthetic right here. Let me tell you, Cloudy Mountain was a game that everybody remembers fondly, the original game, right, from with Dungeons and Dragons. But the way it was presented here, it was just bringing it to a whole new crowd and something that we can enjoy in today's market. And when it comes to Atari, with the strategic moves that they're making, they're positioning themselves to become a central hub for a lot of retro gamers, especially with Gen Xers. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to break down where I think this particular title stands and why I think it's going to be very important into breaking these new IPs that they just got into the market. All right. So the excitement of Cloudy Mountain. When Cloudy Mountain was announced with that short clip from Digital Eclipse, many gamers were thrilled of all generations, right? Because it's a game that you can pick up and play. It looked neat. You had the dungeons. And there was a lot of potential for nostalgia-driven engagement. And this type of game, I think, would be perfect not only for the Switch, but also for Steam, right? This is a game that also is just roaring for it to be on physical media. You want this game out there. You want this game to have a cartridge, right? Because they can take my money right now. And I can tell you many Gen Xers feel the same way. And Cloudy Mountain really promises to blend, the charm of classic gameplay with modern enhancements. And it makes it appealing for older gamers, but also to a younger generation who want to experience maybe the games with their mom, dad, whatever. And it's something that you both can play, whether it's on a cell phone or anywhere else, right? But for me, this is going to be Atari VCS material or maybe the Nintendo Switch. Even Steam, I don't know if I want to play multiplayer with my son or something like that. But it's a game that I'm really looking forward to. And the game that really started a lot of my excitement, this one, and Night Stalker, of course. And I think this is going to be a great launching pad for Atari strategic acquisitions. Especially this combination of Digital Eclipse and Intellivision, I think will be great for a lot of retro gamers. And it could be the foundation of something big, right? Because Digital Eclipse has a strong reputation for faithfully remastering a lot of classics and preserving the original spirit of them, right? I think that this acquisition means that Atari now has the expertise and resources to put into retro games something that a lot of other companies don't have. There's just not going to be ports. They're going to be updated for modern systems. This really signals Atari's future commitment for quality and authenticity in their video game offerings, retro video game offerings, if you will. Moreover, the acquisition of Intellivision, that brand, is another significant development, right? Because in the early days of home gaming, that's a paletero back there. The kids want some. Brings a treasure trove of classic titles, right? And a loyal fan base. Let me tell you, a lot of people have been stepping away from the Intellivision brand because of everything that was going on. Nobody wanted to be involved with the people that were involved in it, nor the toxicity that came along with being involved with anything that had to do with the Amico, right? But by acquiring the Intellivision brand free of the Amico, Atari can tap into that nostalgia without, bringing that baggage in, if you will. And the retro market, the retro gaming market right now is a growing opportunity because a lot of people are seeing what's going on in gaming right now. And if you notice the market, a lot of people are going back to play older games because they don't want any of the toxicity, any of the politics that are going on in today's AAA market. Nobody has time for that. Nobody wants that. And this is another place where people can go. A marketplace with Atari in it is a better marketplace. Atari's strategy of reimagining these classic games really fits perfectly into that niche, right? Their Retro Reimagine series has been really popular because they have been well made. Let's face it, some of those are quality games. The games that I'm still playing Black Widow. Right? I love playing Yar's Revenge. I love spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. And that's really something that they've developed on their own and kept them relevant. They really had a strong showing with a lot of those games and what they've done. And the reason they're able to purchase these other companies is because their investors see confidence in what they're seeing in the market. Just this announcement made their stock jump about 20%. I mean, it's not that their stock is worth a lot, but a 27% jump is what you want to see as an investor of the company, right? This surge, really what it indicates is strong investor confidence in the potential to capitalize on all these investments in the future. A lot of people talk negatively about investors and what have you, but this is how companies build capital. What this means is more people went into the market to buy Atari stock. That drove their value up. Okay, now let's talk about the Atari VCS. For me, I'm happy with my product. I'm happy based on what it is. A lot of people were overcritical about it because they're comparing it to something that the PlayStation would launch or something like that. This is a brand new company who crowdfunded this and actually kept their promise. And the reason I backed it is because for me, I want to see Atari in the video game market. I think it is a better market with Atari in it. So I supported the company because I want them to flourish. I want another option. And when it comes to nostalgia, this console for me really, delivers that. I'm able to play the old games. I have an updated joystick controller, which is the controller that I used when I was a kid. And I'm happy with my purchase. What can I tell you? I know a lot of people out there are critical because it's not perfect, because this and that and the other. My unit worked. It's always worked. If somebody's doesn't, I'm sure there's customer service out there, actual people that work there, right? Other than, imagining what's going to happen. So you don't have anything to worry about like you did with Intellivision, which is just a zombie company now, whatever that's going to be called. And one of the most promising aspects of the potential of our physical releases, I get excited about collecting games again. New releases, because all they have to do, guys, to print money is release these Intellivision games in their original forms, the ones that they have access to. If you give me one of those boxes, if you give me that artwork on the box, that's exactly what I want. If you give me the choice between buying an old Intellivision reprinted branding, a retro reimagined cart in an old, Intellivision box, or spending money on the new Assassin's Creed or whatever's coming out, I'm going to take the Intellivision purchase every time, and most Gen Xers are going to do the same. You can release this game. You can make Cloudy Mountain 1, Chapter 1, Chapter 3, whatever. We're going to be in it. They can make this little game a monthly service as they're releasing new dungeons and whatever. And they can have a service that way for old gamers. We have the capital to do it. I think most Gen Xers are empty nesters, and they have the economic power. And that's the other thing that you need to talk about, the economic power of Generation X. Even though it's a niche market, Generation X has a significant disposable income as opposed to other generations. Right? Many of us are, getting close to retirement age. We have the time and resources to invest in hobbies like gaming. Our demographic, let me tell you, is ideal for the Atari's target market. High-quality retro games and collectible physical media. They go hand in hand. This will attract an audience that can provide a steady revenue stream. Now, it's not going to be the biggest, but it can be a foundation for the company to build on their digital delivery systems. Now, let me conclude this here by saying that I think Atari has a bright future. I'm excited about Atari. I'm excited to make content about Atari and everything that's coming up. I really want to make content about things that I enjoy. That's what I like to do. I'm happy that this, saga with the Intellivision Amico is done and over with. I'm glad that we're going to have these games that we wanted. The reason that we were talking about any of this is because of the games, because we wanted these retro games. We wanted the retro reimagined, right? We wanted that nostalgia factor in our games, but just updated for today's market with new graphics, with new gameplay, just with new things in general. I'm looking forward to it. I feel very excited. And I think, just in conclusion, that Atari's acquisitions are really going to help them moving forward. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you stopping by, and I will catch you on the next one. Look forward to more videos on Atari.